Hello, fifth graders. It's Mr. Rindo, and this week's review with Rindo is focusing on using the powers of 10 to help us solve complex multiplication problems. And when I say powers of 10, I mean numbers that are ultimately multiples of 10. So the number 10, the number 100, the number 1000, and so on and so on. So I'm going to quickly do a problem that should be familiar because last week's review focused on problems just like this one. So for 9 times 58, we know we have a choice of thinking about this problem as adding the number 9 58 times or adding the number 58 9 times. My preference would be to think about it as adding 58 repeatedly, 9 times. So if you were to walk up to me in the street and say, "Yo, Rindo, what do you get when you add 58 9 times?" My response would be, "I don't know, but I do know what 10 is." So in my mind, I'm going to go ahead and just add an extra group of 58, and I'm going to solve that first, because when I do that, now I can use a snap of the fingers strategy. So we know that when I'm multiplying a whole number by 10, that we can take that whole number and put a 0 on the end of it. So now we know, hey, 10 groups of 58 would equal 580. And now we want to solve for 9 groups of 58. So we're going to go ahead and take away the extra group of 58 that we added on. So if I take away 58 from this number, that is going to get us, and I'll do the borrowing just to model, that 8 will become a 7 and this 0 will become a 10. And now we see that we're going to end up with 522 for our product. So that should be a review, but it's a reminder that the number 10 can make things easier. So now we're going to go ahead and look at a larger problem. 48 times 64. 48 times 64, we have a choice. We can say, hey, we're adding the number 48 64 times. Or we can say, hey, we're adding the number 64 48 times. Me, personally, I would prefer to think about it as 48 groups of 64. So you literally see right here in front of me right now, you see that we have the number 64 48 times. Now, what I see, and what I think you guys probably are recognizing, is that it's pretty close to being the number 64 50 times. And in fact, if I go ahead and add 2 more groups of 64, well, now we got 50 of them. So I'm going to write that up here. Like, hey, now I have 50 times 64. Now, at this point, you're probably like, I still don't know what that equals, 50 times 64. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a powers of 10 number. Because if I take, I'm going to group these really quickly. If I take all of these 64s and then double, and I'm going to go ahead and clone that, the amount of them, now instead of 50 of them, how many do we have? We have 100 of them. And I know exactly what 100 times 64 is. Because anytime we multiply a whole number by 100, we know we're going to put 2 zeros on the end of it. So we know that all of these 64s give us 6,400. Cool. So now we know that 50 of them is going to be half of that, which means I'm going to go ahead and take away these extra 50 that I added. And so here we go. Now 50 of them is going to be half of that amount. So half of 6,400 is going to be 3,200. Now, that's not our answer because the original problem was asking us, hey, what is 48 groups of 64? And so now I need to go ahead and remove the 2 extra 64s. And by the way, taking away 2 64s is the same thing as taking away 128. So now I need to come down here and say, okay, 3,200, take away 128. Subtract carefully, my friends, but if you do that, that is going to give you 3,072. So our product for this one would be 3,072. So that was a few more steps, but at the same time, the easiest way to find 48 of a number is to think about 50 of them. And the simplest way to figure out 50 is to first start with 100. All right, let's try one more, friends. This time, we have 25 times 84. And for 25 times 84, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to think about this as the number 84 25 times, okay? So, again, you're probably thinking like, whoa, yeah, we could use 10. Because if you wanted to, we could say, hey, let's do 10 of them, and then 10 of them again, and then 5 of them again. we could do that, and you could actually probably get an answer pretty quickly solving it that way. But I'm actually going to go ahead. Whoops, that's not what was supposed to happen. Give me one moment. Let me move that back. There we go. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to think about, hey, like, let's pretend for a moment that there was 100 of them. So right now there's only 25, and 100 of them would be like way more, but I'm still going to do that. So I'm going to say, hey, let's just imagine for a moment that instead of 25 of these 84s, that we have 100 of them, okay? Now the reason I do that is because that's easy. 84 times 100 means I'm going to take this whole number and put 2 zeros on the end of it since I'm multiplying times 100. So that would give me 8,400. And now that I've done that, now I can say, okay, I know that if I add the number 84 100 times, it's 8,400. So now let me do half of that. What if there was just 50 of them? So if we're adding the number 84 50 times, we know that that would give us a product that is half of 100 times 84. So now I ask myself, what is half of 8,400? And that would be 4,200. And now that we've done that, now we can say, okay, now that I've done 84 50 times, now let's take it and split it in half again. And let's find out what 25 groups of 84 is. And that's exactly the problem we're solving. So now I know that 84 25 times should be half of 84 50 times. So I'm going to ask myself, what is half of 4,200? And that gives us 2,100. So the idea behind all these problems, guys, is that we can use powers of 10. We can use the number 10. We can use the number 100 to help us solve more complex problems. And usually having is a part of it. Like finding out, hey, what's half of 100 of something and what's half of 50 of something to help us solve these problems. So there are some practice problems. Go ahead and give them a shot. And if you have any difficulties with them, feel free to talk to me. Feel free to talk to your math teacher to get a little bit of clarity on how to do them. Good luck this week, guys, and I'll see you next week.